Hello everyone, Corn here and welcome to my channel. We're back up into the craft room. Still working on the cards for kindness. And as you know, I make the majority of them, I make my card base. But do you remember these when, this is I think at Christmas time, yeah, with the wreath and the holly and stuff. When a Target used to say, okay, in their dollar bin, they say, okay, you get 8 cards and 8 envelopes. Well, I've used some out of this. Yeah, I used 2 out because I had 6 left. And they're really nice. It would be different if they, if they weren't, they're definitely worth $1, more than $1 to be honest. To see how nice they are. The paper is really, really nice, the craft. And I also got them in white, and I've used more whites though. But $1 for these babies, remember? That was several years ago. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to give myself a break. I kept going on and on and on, and I thought, use what you have here. And so I got out, like I said, I had 6 of these. Let me show you the 3 that I've already done. After I do this next 3, I will have 40 completed. I will show those in a project share. But this one is, I don't know if the glitter is showing up or shimmer. These 3 that have the shimmer, this is by Artsy, and I think it's their, what is it called? I think that Annie from Annie Creates, who told us about this, Cards for Kindness. I think, what is it called? Anyway, it's a pen, and you squeeze it, and then you get some wonderful glitter out of it, and you just kind of paint whatever you want to paint. But that's by Artsy. I got those couple of years ago for 75% off, but I don't know if it's showing up, but I did the roses and, well, all the flowers and that, even the little roses on this side. Then happy birthday, and wanted to, since that had such a nice shine, wanted to bring out the iridescent thread in that lace. And then the third one, I don't know if it's showing. I think you have to hold them a certain way to actually see the shimmer. And then it is, what's on this one? Frosted lace stickles on the body of the butterfly. And then this lace with that gorgeous pink trim, that was given to me by Haley Southern Belle here on YouTube. So I did these 3, and I thought, okay, now you need to do some more masculine cards. And to be real honest, my daughter's generation has taught me this is all masculine, this is all feminine. That's kind of not out there anymore, which I think is pretty cool. But you probably know, and I know some people who definitely, if you gave the guy a very flowery pink card, would be like, okay, thanks. So just in case they have people in their lives, or they still believe that you only send a masculine card to a dude, then okay. I thought I better do some. So I thought I would go with trains. Let me get this out. Airplanes. And these aren't finished yet, by the way. And a very vintage motorcycle. So, and I wanted to use, I knew that I had 2 pages left of, I love, yes, I don't hoard this a lot because it's 180 sheets, but this is paper, this isn't cardstock. And I do use quite a bit of it when I want to go vintage, and I knew that I had within this paper pad like maps and things like that, a sheet. So that's what is behind here. I don't know if you can see it, but this one goes with the train. I thought that's the one we would work on today. I went ahead and stamped it. Unfortunately, I went ahead and with the, this is white behind there, and I fussy cut this out more because I don't know about you, but when you get certain ephemera and they do the big white around the whole thing, I usually cut that down even more because I think it's distracting. Sometimes it doesn't even fit, but it's very distracting. But I went around this lightly to get rid of the white with vintage photo, and then because I was trying to stay so masculine, I already went around my paper with walnut stain distress ink, so that, you know, and we're using, like I said, we're using this base, and so this will go like so. This is the A2 card, and like so, and then with the altered file folder giveaway I had several weeks ago, I did some things on it in this paper pad. Well, a lot of it was this paper pad, and I love the things that they look like metal, but they're not. And what I had done, and all of these you have to fussy cut. And what I had done was taken these little corners, and you can put them on all four, but I thought just putting here diagonally across from each other, I thought that looked nice. I like the look of that. And then bring the train down to here. And I put the happy birthday, this stamp is Graphic 45. Almost like this, you know, smoke coming out. I don't know, just say happy birthday. In my mind, that's what it looked like. I also am going to fussy cut these guys out because how cute would these be on the cards with something like this stamp, you know? Congratulations, wouldn't that be cute? Right there, I'm going to try. Whether I succeed or not, you know. We'll see later if I succeed. But I thought that might be fun for a masculine card. And for the guys. So there's not a whole lot to this since I've already done the stamping, but I thought while I'm up here, if y'all want to come along, because some of y'all are so precious about coming along to every one of my craft with me, then I sincerely appreciate. I don't take that for granted. I really don't. I sincerely appreciate that. And I might go around one more time in the walnut stain because that next to the craft paper isn't standing out as much as I would like it to. So let me see how far I can get this to me. And you guys still, okay, you still see if I keep it right about there. Okay. So, how are you all doing? I hope life is good. My darling husband had his second shot today. And a lot of people have told me with their vaccination that the first shot is no big deal. It's that second one that's a rascal, you know. And I might have told you before, but Handsome, remember I'm very high risk, so Handsome said, let me go first. He said, if I go first, but I said, baby, you know, our chemistry, our bodies are very different. And he said, well, just in case, let me go first. And I thought it'd be fun if we did it together. But then I thought, you know, he takes care of me and I take care of him when we're not feeling 100%. So I thought, nah, don't do it. He kept saying from the very beginning, you know, even before the vaccines were out, I'm going to go first. I was like, okay, which I thought was very sweet. You didn't have to do that. So then they say after you get your second shot, then you have 2 weeks that, you know, still do what you're doing. And then there are a few things that the guidelines are saying that you can do now with, you know, two shots, is even being outside without a mask, as long as people are at a distance from you and stuff. It's not crowded. But they still say you need to wear your masks, though. So, you know, and I think we're in for the long haul in that, you know. So I'm going to put this paper on here with, because it is paper. This is not cardstock, okay? That's paper. I have been watching someone, I don't even know who it was. It was either in the UK, yeah, it was in the UK. Someone on YouTube was putting down paper, and they used this glue stick. I have not had good glue sticks off and on in my crafting through the years. So I thought, okay, I'm going to give this a shot. And this one is coming from Canada, okay? So far, so good, you guys. You know, it's new to me, but so far I like it. I've done some collaging with it, and so far I really like it. But what I do, because it gets on everything, as you know, is I will put the backing, you know, that's treated. This cardboard, this happens to be the backing of Willow Lane, Maggie Holmes' Willow Lane. Remember, this is with the giveaway that we're going to Saturday, pick the winner, and that came off of that paper. And I just place these down so that I don't get it all over everything. And do you all do the same thing? Because, you know, you've got to get right to the edge. You know? You can't be messing around with those edges. And you probably never saw me with a glue stick in my hand. That's not usually what I do. But this being paper, I think we're going to give it a shot. Okay. I might have to stand up to make sure I get this on here right. We've got a little more room on one side than the other. I tell you, I'm going to keep making the cards, but it's getting a little harder and harder for me. It's like, well, I don't know. This still is whiter on one side, but I like it anyway. So I'm not going to fret. That's one thing I had gotten. I think I shared with y'all. I had gotten some not very old, but, you know, 10-year-old magazines, paper crafting magazines, at a rummage sale at a church 2 years ago. And I love it that even in the magazines, the cards, as far as pure perfection, art, you know, you can see, well, that's not perfect. And I think that's cool. You know, like I told you all, in my family, if you didn't do it perfect, shame on you. But the longer you live, the more you realize, strive for perfection, but if you don't make it, fine. It's fine, especially in handmade items. Now, I will tell you this, I like this stuff, but you have to push real hard to get that top on and off, which makes sense, so that you can keep it nice, you know. But it's tough to maneuver if your hands have arthritis or carpal tunnel or something like that. So, did I tell you guys this stamp is, where'd I put that? This stamp is from Graphic 45 tool. I love these rubber stamps. They're my favorite. Those super thin, like this one, clear stamps aren't my favorites. I use them, but they're not my favorites. Yep, nope. Okay. Alrighty, so we've got this down and it's smooth. So far so good. Now, I do want one of these down here and one of these up here. And with these, I like the Barely art glue. Heather and I were talking about that and adhesives, you know, and just how, oh boy, I forgot to take my phone away. Oh, it's just gonna, I'm sorry if that bothers you, but I forgot. Normally I put it in the other room when I'm in the craft room, but like I said, Handsome got his second shot, so Toby and I were on the phone messaging. How you feel? You okay? Get yourself a treat before you come home. We're believers in that. Do you all do that too? It's like, oh, okay. I went through this. It might be bad. It might be fine, but because I went through it, I deserve a treat. And for us, this family, if you deserve a treat, you say, well, what are you going to get to eat? You know, when are you going to get fun? Because, you know, we've been behaving so much for so long that if it's a holiday or if, like I said, if we go through something, we finish taxes, you know, that kind of thing, then we deserve a treat. We were like, what are you going to get? And Toby was giving him all these suggestions of things we've never had ever that she had tried. And we're like, ooh, really? Oh, that sounds fantastic. And like I said, now we have the train. I love trains, by the way, and so does Handsome. And Toby likes them too, because when we were in Germany for kindergarten for months, well, yeah, until we moved again in Germany, over in Germany, we took the train twice a day, to and from. So yeah, to and from kindergarten for school. So now I'm going to go, well, I'm going to stick with this, because we're going on paper, the Barely Art Glue. And yeah, so this whole family loves trains, especially the old ones. But here we go. Like I said, sorry guys about my phone. I usually put it out in the other room. Oh well. So taking the train, I think I want it right about there, was something that I will always remember. We did film it once, just once, because because I was so loud. You should hear that too. I mean, you could hardly. I'm not yelling, but I'm really speaking up. I can tell you that. I don't think anybody was in our section with us, or just a few. And oh Lordy, it was nice and loud. Now you might think, Corn, that is so simple. And I agree with you, but that's what the cards of for kindness are about. They're not all about dimension. They're about getting them to people who can mail them to their loved ones. They don't need to worry about gems or you know, this being up on foam and going through the machines and maybe having bad things happen to them. They just would like you to, you know, not add all of that dimension so that you can put a regular stamp on this, a forever stamp, and get it in the mail, or if it goes to another country, then they have stamps for that too. So yes, this is simple. Like I said, I did spend time in fussy cutting it, and in the inking, and in fussy cutting these guys and stuff like that, but I just thought you might want to join me, and I will cut out, like I said, I'm going to cut out 2 more for the airplane. And I thought this looked like tracts of land, you know, and that might be good for an aerial view. I don't really know. I'm not a map reader. Used to be back in the day for cars, you know, when we were traveling and stuff, but that was a while back. And as you see, you do get a little bit of bow when it comes to the glue stick, but all you have to do is bow it back, okay? Then you're okay. I do that. So, and this one, this sentiment came from a tag I had bought from, let's see, it was Hobby Lobby. They had like 15 tags together or something like that, just like this, but just in the black and white. And I just cut it and wanted to put that there. I wanted a happy birthday, a thank you, and a best wishes. And then for the corners on another one, remember how I did the card corners in the other video? I'm thinking about doing that also. Maybe in either the deep brown or maybe more of a medium brown for one of these guys. And like I said, once I get these guys done, I'll have 40, but I'd like to do more. So it's great to do because you're just constantly thinking, what, you know, what can I do now? And then to go through your stash and say, okay, how can I use this? What can I do with this? And I'd like to thank you all for joining me today. And I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye-bye, everybody. Take good care.